Have you ever noticed how your sleep just doesn't feel the same as it used to? You go to bed, maybe even fall asleep quickly, but then you are awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling. Or perhaps you sleep through the night, but still wake up feeling tired and groggy, like your body didn't really rest. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. As we age, our sleep patterns change, sometimes in ways that don't feel fair. But here's the good news: the time you go to sleep and how you treat your evenings can make a world of difference to your energy, your mood, and even your long term health. And today, we are going to talk about what bedtime is actually best for your health after 60, and how to get the kind of sleep that leaves you feeling refreshed, not frustrated. Now, before you think this is just another video telling you to sleep 8 hours a night, don't worry, it's not. We are going deeper than that, because it's not just how long you sleep, it's when you sleep that matters more than most people realize. Especially after 60, your body's internal clock, what scientists call the rhythm, can shift. That means the same bedtime that worked for you at 40 might not work anymore. And if you're still trying to force yourself into the old schedule, your sleep might be paying the price. Let's start with this. Our bodies are designed to follow the natural light dark cycle of the day. That's how your internal clock knows when to release melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. But after 60, that clock becomes a little less responsive. You might start getting sleepy earlier in the evening, say around 8 or 9 pm, and waking up early in the morning, sometimes even before the sun rises. That's not a problem unless you fight against it. A lot of people stay up late watching TV or scrolling through their phones, thinking they are keeping up with the world. But in reality, they are confusing their body's signals. So, if you find yourself naturally getting drowsy around 8:30 or 9 p.m., don't fight it. Honor it. That's your body's way of telling you, hey, it's time to wind down. One of the most effective things you can do is to create a consistent bedtime that aligns when you naturally start to feel sleepy. For many seniors, the best time to go to sleep is between 9 and 10 p.m. This gives your body the best chance to sync up with its circadian rhythm, which is especially important as you age. Going to bed at this time isn't just about getting to sleep earlier, it's about getting better sleep. The deepest, most restorative stages of sleep happen in the first part of the night. That's when your brain clears out waste, your body repairs itself, and your immune system gets stronger. But if you're staying up past your natural window, you might be missing out on this critical recovery time. You might still get 7 or 8 hours, but it won't be the same quality. And you'll feel it the next day in your joints, your memory, your mood, and your energy. One thing many people overlook is how much artificial light affects sleep, especially the blue light from screens. If you're watching TV or using your phone in bed, your brain is getting signals that it's still daytime. That suppresses melatonin, and suddenly, even though your body wants to sleep, your brain is wide awake. If you want to make falling asleep easier, try cutting off screen time at least an hour before your new bedtime. Read a book, take a warm bath, or just sit in a dim room and relax. You will be amazed how quickly your body starts to settle. Another thing to consider is what you do in the hour or two before bed. If you are drinking caffeine late in the day, even in tea or chocolate, or having alcohol to help you relax, it could be sabotaging your sleep. Alcohol might make you drowsy at first, but it actually disrupts your sleep cycle and leads to more awakenings through the night. Try switching to herbal teas or warm milk in the evening, gentler options that help your body wind down naturally. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. If you have been going to bed at midnight or later for years, you don't have to jump straight to 9 p.m. overnight. Try shifting your bedtime by just 15 minutes earlier each night until you find a rhythm that feels good, and pay attention to how your body responds. Do you wake up feeling lighter, more alert? Is your mood better? Those small wins are signs that your body is thanking you. Now that we have talked about timing and how our sleep patterns shift with age, let's keep going. There's more to good sleep than just when you go to bed. Your daily habits, your environment, and even your attitude toward rest all play a role. Let's keep this journey going and take a closer look at what else you can do to sleep better and feel better, one night at a time. So now that you have begun thinking about your bedtime and how aligning it with your body's natural rhythm can make a huge difference, let's talk about what happens before you even get into bed. Because believe it or not, good sleep doesn't start at night, it starts during the day. Think about your mornings. Are you getting any sunlight? That first light of the day is incredibly important for setting your internal clock. When you step outside in the morning, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, you are telling your brain, this is daytime, be alert now, and later we'll rest. That early light helps regulate melatonin production, so it starts at the right time in the evening. If you are mostly indoors all day, your body gets confused and falling asleep becomes harder. So, if you can, enjoy your morning tea near a window, or better yet, take a short walk in the fresh air. It's a small habit with big rewards. Now, let's talk about movement. Staying active during the day, especially in the late morning or early afternoon, can help you sleep deeper at night. No, you don't have to hit the gym or do anything intense. A gentle walk, stretching, gardening, or even light housework is enough to signal to your body that you have used your energy and now it needs to recover. Just be mindful of not doing anything too vigorous right before bedtime that can wake you up rather than wind you down. Another powerful tool, routine. Your body loves consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, helps your body know when it's time to sleep and when it's time to rise. If your schedule changes constantly, your body can't find its rhythm and you might find yourself tossing and turning. It's like trying to catch a train that keeps changing its platform. But once you build a routine, your body starts preparing for sleep all on its own. Let's not forget about your bedroom. Is it a peaceful place or is it a full of distractions? A cool, dark, and quiet environment helps signal to your body that it's time to rest. Blackout curtains, a fan for white noise, and a comfortable mattress and pillow can do wonders. Even something as simple as tidying up the space and removing clutter can help your mind relax. And finally, let's talk about worry. So many people lie awake at night not because they are not tired, but because their mind won't stop racing, worrying about health, family, the future. It's like your brain waits until bedtime to bring up every concern. One gentle way to deal with this is to set aside a few minutes in the evening before bed to sit quietly and reflect. You can write in a journal, make a to do list for tomorrow, or simply breathe deeply and let your thoughts come and go without judgment. This little ritual can help clear your mind so that when your head hits the pillow, your body and mind are both ready for rest. Sleep isn't something we can force, but it is something we can invite. And by respecting your natural rhythm, spending time in the daylight, staying gently active, building a bedtime routine, and calming your space and your mind, you create the right invitation for deep, healing sleep. Let's keep going. There's still one more important piece of the puzzle when it comes to sleeping better after 60. So now that your sleep schedule, daily sunlight, movement, and bedtime routine are all working together, there's one more piece that ties it all together: what you believe about sleep itself. Because sometimes the biggest barrier to good rest isn't in your body, it's in your mindset. After 60, many people start believing poor sleep is just part of getting older. I'm just a light sleeper now, or that's just how it is at my age. But that mindset can become a self fulfilling prophecy. The truth is, your body still wants to rest, to heal, and to recharge. You just need to support it a little differently now and believe that better sleep is still possible. Start treating sleep as a priority, not a luxury. It's not just about feeling rested, it's about protecting your memory, keeping your heart healthy, managing weight, and even boosting your immune system. Every night of deep sleep is like a rest button for your body and brain. If sleep still feels difficult, even after improving your habits, don't ignore it. Talk to a doctor or sleep specialist. Issues like sleep apnea, restless legs, or medication side effects can often be managed once they are identified. Never feel like you have to suffer in silence or just put up with it. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making small, steady changes that bring you back in sync with your natural rhythm. Maybe that means dimming the lights a little earlier, taking that short morning walk, or simply giving yourself permission to wind down gently each night. You deserve rest. You have earned it. And with the right approach, you can wake up each morning feeling lighter, clearer, and more alive. So go ahead, make tonight the start of something better. If you found this helpful, share your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like and subscribe for more simple, uplifting advice. Here's to peaceful nights, brighter mornings, and living your best life, one good night's sleep at a time. Thank you and see you in the next video.